Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for the Cuckoo's Fiancee, Chapter 38. When we last left our heroes, Sachi came to Megurogawa for a campus visit, and her guide was Hiro. And after Sachi questioned Hiro for a bit about her, what she thinks about Nagi, there was a little bit more to the conversation that we did not get to hear, and the two of them seemed to develop some kind of friendship. The exact details of which we don't really know. Then we had a very dramatic monologue from the Icarus gang, kind of setting up that chapter as like the end of the prologue, is kind of the vibe I got. And the series made a lot of movement for a prologue. But yeah, the next chapter, or last chapter's little blurb teased a new competitor in the love quadrangle. I still don't like it being a quadrangle, but whatever. So yeah, let's see what's up with that. So let's jump right on into 38th Foul, Let's Back Each Other Up. Volume 1 has already been reprinted 10 times in the, 6 months since it came out, apparently. The fastest of the Reiwa era. We deeply appreciate it. Though admittedly, the Reiwa era is a year and a half in? Or only 6 months in? I feel like it started in April of this year or last year. My knowledge of Japanese politics is not perfect, I will say. Anyway, our picture here, our little Instagram pic, is Sachi lying on the floor with a bunch of study materials and a pillow. My pen races after you. A heart-pounding study camp with Erika and his crush. But who could have expected the party boy joining in? I'm curious about this usage of his with Erika. Because that's not Erika's pronoun, I'm pretty sure. Unless there's something that Erika's about to tell us all. I don't know. We'll get some or maybe that's from Nagi's perspective. A heart-pounding study with Erika and his crush being Hiro. Nagi's crush being Hiro. But who could have expected the party boy joining in being the guy who got brought up again? Who showed up for the first time in ages last chapter from the field trip. Anyway, back to the actual chapter. Sachi exclaims, "What? A study camp?" Erika tells her, "It's this weekend. We'll be there for 2 days. I was actually wondering if you would..." And she just jumps in, "I'll go." And Nagi just looks at her. "That was fast. I'm glad to hear it." "Seriously? Just like that? I can go?" And Erika assures her, "Yep, I was talking to Hiro-chan at school today, and since finals are coming up, I mentioned you were focusing on entrance exams too." Sachi just kind of blushes and goes off to her own little world. "I can't even believe it. Going to camp with all of you? I've been dreaming of this moment." And Nagi just looks at her. "You're starting to seem more like your sister." Interestingly, we're seeing, there was a little bit of a mention last time of Erika asking if Nagi was starting to acknowledge Sachi as Erika's sister, and we're seeing that here a little bit. Though it might just be a language thing, I don't know. Anyway, Sachi goes to grabs her laundry basket and goes off. "Oh man, I've got to get ready." And Erika calls after her, "It's 5 days away though." And Sachi turns back to her. "Get your head in the game, Erika-chan. The trip's already begun. We're just in the prep stage." And Erika just looks at her, "Really?" And Sachi starts freaking out. "What do I do? What if I can't sleep? Oh no, what if I talk in my sleep?" And then she freezes for a moment. "Oh no, I'm broke." She's trying to get Erika to help her out, and Nagi just chimes in, "Same." We love the poor gang. And Erika just responds, "Is that all? Nothing to worry about. We've got a vacation home in Karuizawa." Which I guess is just somewhere in the countryside. So yeah, they're just gonna go to Erika's vacation home. It's nice when you have a rich fiance / kind of sibling / switched at birth partner / friend. And so we cut to 5 days later. We're here, and the whole gang, specifically Erika, Nagi, and Hiro, step out of the car, along with the party boy that the little blurb teased, whose name I can't remember. And all of them apparently are only just now realizing that he's here. As Nagi looks at him, who are you? What? Why you gotta be so rude, Nagi-kun? It's me, your boy, yours truly. Nagi asks, is this some kind of scam? What? Come on, man. Uh, they're just like not saying his name, which is not fair to me who does not remember his name. Oh no, here it is. What's good? Straight out of your class at Megrogawa, it's Asuma Shion. And Erika finally remembers, oh right, he went on the school trip with us. And Nagi just asks, he did? I'm glad that even the last chapter they were like, I kind of remember this guy. All of a sudden they're just like, I have no idea who the fuck you are. And Shion approaches Nagi. You're cold-blooded, Umino-kun. You must be some kind of sadist. You're the one who was waiting around at our meeting place. Maybe you're just a masochist. And Shion responds, come on. I heard all about it yesterday. And he overhears a conversation between Erika and Sachi. Not Sachi, Hiro. Sachi-chan isn't coming? Yeah, I guess she left school early today. It sounds like she caught a cold. And Hiro responds, oh no, is she okay? She's been looking forward to it since Monday. Maybe she worked herself up too much over it. I see. Well, it's looking like tomorrow might be off then. This really sucks. The property manager booked it for 4 people. We might have no choice but to cancel. And Shion gets the idea that means that he is invited. And so, back in the present, Shion responds, so yeah, you get the idea. And Nagi just looks at him, I can't say that I do. But Hiro actually backs him up here. Hey, come on, it was our best option. Alright everyone, finals are coming up, so let's crush it. Woo! We see Shion. Not to brag or anything, but I'm 50th in our year. Whoa, you're smarter than me, Erika! And Nagi just agrees, she's not wrong. Now they come inside, and we see, fancy chairs, the fireplace, like champagne glasses, and Hiro just gleaming. Oh my gosh, this place is a mansion! And Erika confirms, yeah, I've only been here once. I guess Dad comes here to golf or whatever. Let me show you the second floor. And she takes Hiro with her. Ooh, let's go! Nagi looks around. Just how many mansions does she have? Which is such a Nagi vibe. So one thing I kind of have not taken a moment to touch on, though, is the sudden exclusion of Sachi. It just feels a little sudden, given, why even tease that if Sachi's just gonna not show up? Unless Sachi is going to show up at a surprise moment later on. We'll see, though. We'll see. So anyway, where was I? So this means, this is back in Nagi's head. I'm on a vacation, I'm on a weekend vacation with Seiko-san? And Shion watches the two of them go, damn, son, those two are cute AF. Does anyone actually pronounce it like AF? I thought people just said as fuck. But then Shion corrects himself. But who am I kidding? I'm Team Erika for life. And then he turns around to Nagi. So, how about you? And Nagi just looks at him. Sorry? Are you even listening? Team Erika or Team Hiro? Pick a side, man. Pick one? So, is that a thing? I get how it's a thing in, fandom, right? But, is Hiro popular enough at school that, people are debating who's more attractive, Erika or Hiro? I mean, okay. It might just be kind of a bit of like a fandom wink or something. Anyway, Nagi goes with his obvious answer. Well, I mean, Seguo-san, obviously. And Shion like slaps him on the back, and Nagi looks back at him confused. Let's back each other up. And Nagi's just like, okay? And Nagi turns around and thinks, what the? Is this what those upbeat real people get up to? And Shion kind of like hypes himself up. I believe, good sir, that I'm getting hyped. This is our chance, man. Can't let this one slip. And Nagi kind of stops him. Hold up. I feel like you really don't understand what's going on. Did you come here to study or not? And Shion starts to kind of like this like weird facial expression. Are you freaking kidding? Of course! And he like jumps up and down for a moment. And Nagi just looks at him. He must be an idiot. I've never seen one in the wild. And now we get to some time later where Erika has served the group tea, and they're kind of like sitting at this table getting ready to, I guess, start studying, I guess. And Hiro puts her hands together and says, alright, well, we've been able to relax a bit, so how about we get the study camp going? And Erika stops her. Hold on. Before that, I've got to go shopping. There's basically nothing here. She's talking about food, or more like she didn't bring enough clothes for this. Because with her, it could be either one. Though Nagi's response makes sense. I'll go too. Kind of implies that he's at least thinking the food wise. And Shion is like startled at that, and then jumps up. No, I'll go. And Nagi just looks at him. Huh? And Shion does these like hand signs. I think trying to imply that he wants to use this to like get closer to Erika. And Nagi looks at him confused before realizing, that's what he's up to. And then out loud, Nagi says, alright then, I'll leave the shopping to you two. And Hiro calls out to them, thanks, we'll hang out here. And Erika replies, just leave it to me. I'm gonna shop like you wouldn't believe. And Shion responds, yeah, with these like finger gun things. And then back in Nagi's head, and that means, and he glances over at Hiro, and Hiro asks, you want to get a head start on studying? It's just the two of us? Sure. So it's not just altruistic, that Nagi, lets Shion go on the shopping trip with Erika. He also wants some alone time with Hiro. Anyway, just her and me, alone in this big mansion. And then Hiro kind of like blushes behind her textbook and asks, though actually, there's somewhere I'd like to go, so you in? And then they've gone somewhere outside, and Nagi's like stunned. Wow, it's gorgeous! And Nagi asks, there's a lake? I'm surprised you knew this was here. I caught a peek of it from the balcony. I wanted to check it out. Makes sense. The breeze feels so nice. Yeah, it's so humid in Tokyo. And then she looks down. Hey, look, fish! Wow, they're huge. Oh, I know. And Hiro steps out onto the pier. Let's all go fishing tomorrow. Ooh, that's gonna be a bad memory for Nagi. Huh? And Hiro turns back to Nagi. Have you ever been fishing, Umino-kun? She like draws out the kun, which makes me think that she knows. Either Erika or Sachi has told her, I think. Maybe that was part of the secret Sachi conversation. But Nagi responds, I have, but aren't we here to study? Oh, right. And just got like a little like ditz moment. And Nagi, blushing, turns around. How did I lose first place to her? But Hiro picks herself up. But you don't want to overwork yourself, right? Sure, I've never done one of these study camps before, so I'm no expert, but, and that kind of like shocks Nagi, it looks like. What, really? But you got so many friends. It just never interested me. Okay. So, that's a kind of interesting, thing there. Specifically, the thing that comes to mind is that we never really see Hiro interacting with her friends. Nagi says that she has so many friends beyond, Erika and Nagi, but we never seen her interacting with anyone. And given the fact that she has that line, she kind of like brushes off the fact that she has never been on a study trip with her friends before, is kind of interesting to me. Maybe there's something more than meets the eye with Hiro and her friends, perhaps? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway. And hey, what's the deal? Are you saying I'm going to screw around like you did? That I can't resist a little temptation? And Nagi counters, "You're trying to bait me into saying you're in first place, aren't you?" Hiro laughs it off. "You got me. But still, why did you come this time then?" And Hiro responds, well, and she kind of giggles, "Because you're here. Why else?" There you go, Team Hiro. Hiro keeps getting all of these, like, big, full-page lines. Like, she got one last time about Nagi, now she has this one. And it feels a little bit like that facial expression looks like she's kind of teasing him a little bit, knowing he's gonna kind of go off in a tizzy from this. But anyway, back with Erika and Shion at the market. Erika, who's clearly never bought groceries in her life, he's like standing in the market. "Oh man, what are you supposed to buy at a time like this?" And Shion, without a care in the world, "What are we getting? Well, I was so hyped up about shopping. I was so hyped up about shopping too. But usually Nagi-kun or Sachi-chan does the shopping for me." And Shion just continues, "Drinks, sweets, ice cream." We see Shion's is kind of a big kid at heart. "I guess I could just buy a bunch of ingredients and let Nagi-kun make something with them. That's it." She has her idea formulated. And Shion responds, "Wow, you're amazing, girl." Despite the fact she hasn't really done anything yet. Which causes Erika a little bit of confusion. Eh? Like me? I'd have no idea what to buy. You're so, like, together. And Erika lets us kind of go to her head. "It took you this long to realize?" And she takes something off the shelf and quickly drops it. Oops. And then she goes to, like, grab it before it falls. And Shion also goes for it. And Erika kind of, like, backs up into him. It kind of is, like a grabbing the same book meet cute kind of vibe, except a little different, obviously, because it's, like, fallen on the ground, and there's also a little bit of, like, a backing into him kind of thing going on there. But it catches Erika by surprise. Eh? Erika-chan, there's something I want to tell you. And that's the end of the chapter. This is supposed to be a quadrangle. Hold on a second. Next time, a nighttime test of courage. Who will be paired with whom? Okay. I think it's fairly obvious who's going to be paired with whom, given that Shion has little to no interest in Hiro, and so there's not a whole lot of dramatic tension that can be mined from that. And if he's paired with Erika, you can get the tension there, and the tension with Nagi Hiro. So it's not much of a question for next week's test of courage. But anyway, this is a fun chapter. It's also, kind of, I'm trying to find the right word for it. I don't know. It's a little another. It raises perhaps some questions about Hiro. And the end of the Hiro section kind of implies that it's not so much that there's something up with her relationship with her friends, like I kind of first thought it was why she never went on study trips. But specifically, she genuinely wasn't interested in them, but she is interested in Nagi, and that's the difference. Though maybe there is still something up with her prior friendships, because like I said, we've never really seen her interact with her friends, so it's kind of suspicious. But yeah, for the most part, this chapter is kind of more about the gags. And And I was kind of expecting, once Sachi kind of got shoved off to the sidelines, that she would somehow, like, work her way back into the main story. Like, for some reason, she's, like, sneaking into the study trip instead of sitting it out. Because it is just kind of contrived. Like, I feel like the whole thing is there as an elaborate, the whole first Sachi scene is just an elaborate way to set up Shion, as like, here's why they would book the mansion for 4 people instead of just 3, but also Sachi's not there because she has a cold, so Shion has to step in because he's the only other character in this series. Yeah. But anyway, I'm big on I love the gag of just like, no one really remembers Shion. He has this like big personality, and yet he's just kind of forgettable. And not the only reason for that is because I also completely forgot about him before last chapter. um, but then yeah, we see I love the gag of Erika's really hyped up to go shopping, and then she's just like, wait a second. I'm super rich and I've never gone grocery shopping in my life, and I'm so confused. And it does end on a big meet cute moment. Not quite a meet cute, but, you know, that kind of style moment for Erika and Shion. So we'll see what comes of that. I don't think, like, this kind of sets up the idea that, you know, the series could go Nagi Hiro and then Shion Erika. But I don't think that's gonna end up happening. I don't think Shion is really important enough to, like, get with Erika in the end. But yeah, I don't know. We're now vacationing, or on a study trip for presumably a few chapters. And yeah, it's a nice start to this arc. I guess it's an arc. And I'm excited to see where the trip goes from here. Next time, Test of Courage was always good for advancing some romantic drama. But yeah, that's kind of all to say for this video. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, or, you know, do whatever makes you happy, you know? And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!